You know, Chevy had me in the first half. This is a good looking truck, but once I popped the hood, I was like, you know, I don't know. Anyways, I'll include a link to the Jerry Steiner Chevy's website in the description down below. They're providing us with the truck. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. This is a turbo 2.7 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic. Fuel economy 17 around town, 20 on the highway with power outputs being 310 horsepower and then 430 pound-feet of torque. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now this color is one of the best colors on a Chevy, period. And with the RST package that makes the elements on this a little bit darker, the headlights are really unchanged, but then the grille is blacked out with the Chevy bow tie. It just works so well. This does also have fog lights and recovery points, by the way. And just look at her. She is a beauty. Tire and wheel setup is 275 by 60 by 20. You do have all-terrain tires on this, completely blacked out wheels too. Interesting that the Turbo Max and Silverado badge aren't blacked out, but anyways, the mirror cap is, and then you notice keyless entry. This truck is also leaf sprung in the rear. When it comes to the setup, this one's a crew cab with the regular box in the back. It does come with quite a few key fob features, so we've got our lock and unlock feature, remote start, drop down for the tailgate, and then the Chevy bow tie on the back. This has LED lights in the bed and outlet, no bed liner, sadly, easy to add. And then this doesn't have the tailgate features. But that does mean that the tailgate's very light. Chevrolet stamped into the back. And then you've got the funky kind of taillight design with the bumper steps down below. That will cap things off for the exterior. Let's now check out the interior. Soft touch trim all over the door panel. I got some wood trim there at the top too. Cloth seats here and, you know, a little bit more basic with the look. Legroom in the back is great. Got a little storage pocket. Vents in the rear, USB ports, and great headroom. Again, keyless entry from front, and let's check it out. More soft touch on the door panel with that wood trim, convex mirror to help out the blind spot, and then the driver window is automatic. Payload is 1880, and then towing capacity is 9,000. Cloth seat here, it is power adjustable with lumbar support. Front passenger seat's manual with the adjustment. To the left of the steering wheel, we've got controls for the drive line, no 2-speed transfer case, but you do have drive modes, tow haul mode, and then you've got your light controls. And let's start it up. Soft touch all around the steering wheel, Chevy bow tie front and center. Practical controls on the right hand side for the center screen, radio controls on the back, and then we've got our cruise control with the heated steering wheel button over on the left hand side. Column shifter with manual shift function, and then we do have a digital gauge cluster here in the center. You can change the information that's displayed. It also, you know, what drive mode you're in, and then also what the drive line's doing off to the right hand side. Backup camera in reverse, good resolution with the system. As for the infotainment system, you have the little auxiliary tab there, which you can change what that displays. The main tab, it responds quickly, has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and then you have a shortcut bar there to the left-hand side. Bunch of physical controls. So at the very bottom, you got your heated seat controls, dual zone climate controls, some USB ports, trailer brake. Up above, you've got stuff like the tailgate drop down, auto stop start, roll down all the windows at once, lane departure to turn that on or off too. And this truck has a good old-fashioned bench seats, storage up top. You've got that, and then there is more storage on the bottom section. And speaking of storage, double glove box, and they actually did some nice stitching all across the dash. No power sliding window, womp womp. Silverado RST, 57,840. Let's see how the RST performs. Let us set off in the turbo RST. Let's see if we can sneak behind these people, because I do not have any way to get out the other way. That's one nice thing about backup cameras. Extra slow. Okay. Now most of the depth perception on the camera is actually pretty good. It helps out quite a bit. Yeah, this is definitely an awkward angle to take this at now. I guess we'll have to go this way. Well, it shows you guys the maneuverability. No parking sensors, it sounds like. You get the parking sensors once it's too late, right? Sometimes it's like that though. Sometimes it is. I do like the trim on the steering wheel. It makes it feel a little bit more, let me point these down so it doesn't hit you guys. Makes it feel a little bit better. Now, Chevy offering a turbo 4-cylinder as their entry level, right? It's been controversial, and I think it'll continue to be controversial as time goes on, because it's a full-size pickup truck, and so having such a small displacement 4-cylinder in a full size is kind of wonky. It's got good torque. And you know, they have overbuilt this 4-cylinder. They had initial issues, but they've made it so it's more reliable over time. But turbo engines still seem to not be able to last as long as the NA engines, unless you're Chevy, apparently. They're V8s, man. It's a pain point right now. Hopefully they'll figure it out. I'm rooting for you, Chevy. I'm rooting for you, because I like V8s. One thing about the Silverado is it drives the most truck-like out of the bunch. You feel the weight of the truck, and it just, yeah, it just has this heavy, substantial feel, and it's got leaf springs still in it. You feel them. It's the most kind of, like I said, truck-like out of the big three. That's for sure. So yeah, no, it's not uncomfortable with the ride, but it's definitely a firmer, more, like I said, more truck-like setup. Some of you might appreciate that. Oh, that is not gonna happen. There's no way. Yeah, that train's not even moving. Goodness. Yep, we're gonna go across, guys. And this is a crappy test drive, not gonna lie. First we get trapped in the parking lot, now we get trapped because of the train. Man, the torque this thing has is pretty impressive. So, yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you guys this RST package. I do think it's interesting that they have this where it's got like the looks, and then the interior obviously is more basic, but also the engine, it's got the entry-level engine. It does make it a little bit more affordable, but here's the biggest problem with entry-level Chevy, and I think entry-level Chevy will continue to struggle because of mostly Ford and somewhat Ram. Both Ford and Ram offer a 6-cylinder at this price point in their trucks. Ford's 6-cylinder is, and this is why I said Ford's going to be a bigger impact, Ford's 6-cylinder is proven. Their 2.7 V6 is proven to be reliable. It's got great power and it gets good fuel economy. So I think that most people are going to go for a Ford with the 2.7 over this Silverado with the 2.7, because it's a V6, plain and simple. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. Now, Ram's new inline 6 is not proven yet, but it has substantially more power than this, and it gets better fuel economy too. That's the problem with small engines in a big vehicle, is they get worse fuel economy than a bigger engine. So that's the biggest thing I see going against Chevy, is that their competitors offer what I would consider more premium powertrains at a similar price point. Once you get up to like the Duramax with Chevy and the 6.2 V8, those are really appealing engines. But the baseline, the 2.7, it can get the job done, but you know, I'd rather deal with a plasticky Ford interior than have a 4-cylinder personally. But I know that not everyone agrees with that. Let me know your thoughts, and wish me luck to cross this thing again.